Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope all of you are doing well. Welcome to Halloween Horror 3 and welcome to day 4. So, for day 4, I'm going to be reviewing the 1993 classic Addams Family Values, which is the follow up to the first movie. And this one's kind of one of those movies that has a little bit of like mixed feelings. Not everybody likes it. There are people who do like it. Me, I'm kind of in between both. I do like the film, but I do feel like there's some issues with it, and there's moments where I just don't care for it. But basically, we see Gomez and Morticia. They have a child now, their third child, baby Rupert, and they end up hiring this nanny, Debbie, played by Joan Cusack, the lovely, gorgeous Joan Cusack. And her last name in here, and I'm sure I'm going to butcher this, is Jelinski, I believe is how you pronounce it. Do not quote me on that. But she's hired to be the nanny. We do eventually find out that she is a black widow. She has basically, in better terms, taken out former boyfriends, husbands, and things like that. And I had to say taken out because there are specific things you can't say on YouTube or your video will be flagged. But basically, she has an interest in Uncle Fester, and of course, we know what her intentions are. So she goes through this whole plan to get married to him. She ships off Wednesday and Pugsley to a summer camp. And it's weird because they do this Thanksgiving like play at the summer camp. So it's like at times I have to figure out what time of the year does this movie take place, because it's like, why would you do like a Thanksgiving like Pilgrims and Indian play during the summer? That makes no sense whatsoever. But while they're there, we have kind of like the love interest for Wednesday, this boy that has a interest in her, who is played by the actor from Numbers. He was in the Harold and Kumar films. He plays Bernard in the Santa Claus films. So yeah, he's in this a very young, probably middle school, maybe early high school. Younger self of him, younger version of him. Can't figure out a better term to use. But yeah, it was really cool to always see him in this film, revisiting it, and seeing how his career went. I mean, he's guest starred on other shows like ER and a few other things, but I know he was really well known for the series Numbers and, doing all the other movies that he's done throughout his career. Now, the actress who played Grandma, I think, passed away I want to say in between the first and this one. So they actually got Carol Kane, the great Carol Kane, to play the grandmother. She's fantastic. Carol Kane knows how to play over the top craziness, and it works. I wish she would have done a movie playing a character like that throughout the film. I think it would work. And to this day, like even the character she plays in some like serious shows like Star Trek Discovery, you still slightly see that type of character. And of course, they got everybody to return. I think at this time, I think Raul Julia was still sick or had start to slowly go through his diagnosis, because I think we ended up losing him, the next year, because this is 93. Well, then again, if it was 90, came out in 93, usually at that time movies were filmed, a year prior, so that was 92. So eventually, I think the year after this would come out, we sadly would lose Raul Julia, or Raul Julia is how I believe you pronounce it. Fantastic actor. He doesn't get enough credit, I feel. We lost him way too soon. I've have watched so many interviews of actors and actresses who have worked with him, and just the kind words of the type of human being he was just truly shows that he is one of the best that we lost. Brandon Lee's another one. It makes you wonder what their career would have been if they were still here. But I've always enjoyed it, and like I said, it's kind of one of those like mixed feelings because as much as I do enjoy it, there are times where I just can't stand it. There's certain things I just feel like don't make sense. Now, one of the, I believe the two camp counselors in this, one is played by the actor from Porky's and Ghostbusters 2, and then the actress I think is the mayor's wife in the Jim Carrey version of The Grinch. She's in Mamma Mia. I believe that's her. Don't quote me on that. I get a lot of my actors and actresses mixed up a lot of times. I could not tell you guys how many times I had always mixed up Greg Kinnear and Gary Sinise. Like, no joke. Um, but the little like things that Baby Rupert goes through is pretty hilarious. Um, kind of reminds me of Baby's Day Out. I believe it's the film, a great 90s flick. But yeah, I wish I could say more about this movie. We are getting a 4K finally, so eventually I will upgrade this. But yeah, it's such a fun classic. Maybe not as good as the first film, but I think it's still enjoyable for what it is. And I feel like Joan Cusack is great. She plays crazy really well. Give me a movie with Joan Cusack and Carol Kane playing like sisters and just come up with a story because I feel like the characters they play work so well. And Joan Cusack is gorgeous. She's one of my celebrity crushes. She hasn't aged a day in her life. Carol Kane's the same way too. I would love to at least, hopefully down the road, get an interview to be able to interview both of them or one of them. But yeah, she is fantastic. Christopher Lloyd, always fantastic as Uncle Fester. Definitely up there as the top two. Of course, you can't beat the original Uncle Fester from the '60s series. Christopher Lloyd, right there behind him. Um, I'm surprised we never got a spin-off film with Christopher Lloyd as Uncle Fester. That would have been cool. But yeah, I wish I could see more. Unfortunately, this Blu-ray has no features whatsoever. But it's a fun movie, and like I said, in my personal opinion, it's a love and hate for me. But there you have it. That's my review for Day 4 of the Halloween Horror 3. Let me know what your thoughts are on Addams Family Values. I would love to hear your opinion on the film. Do you prefer the first one over this? You feel like they're both equally fun and enjoyable? Just let me know in the comment section down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So far, we are 4 days into the Halloween Horror 3, and we're just getting started. So if you guys are curious on checking the series out, definitely do so. And if you guys want to check out the last two I've done, you can also check those out as well. So with that being said, I'm Film Talk with Mikey. Of course, till next time, we'll talk films. Check out my eBay store. Link will be down in the description below. You guys have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you soon.